Let's see.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here. I cannot believe it is already the end of June and summer is underway and off and running. And there's so many wonderful things happening right here in our community. Just so that you know, this meeting is brought to you, if this is your first time joining us, by the Downtown Collaborative Committee. That consists of myself representing Noblesville Main Street, Brandon Bennett from Parks and Rec, Bob Dubois from the Chamber of Commerce, Aaron Head, City of Noblesville, and Ailey McGill from the Nickel Plate Arts. These meetings are designed to give you kind of an overview of the current month and the months ahead, just so that you are aware of the events that are happening and how that may affect you. We try to give about a 15 to 30 minute presentation and allot the remaining hour for any questions that you may have. We are open for all conversations, so don't hold back. Starting the updates, we're going to start with Ailey, who I think just joined us.
Yeah, hi everybody. Sorry for being just a little late. Just wanted to give you guys a quick recap of the Maker Faire that we held 2 weekends ago. This was a record-breaking event for us. We had over 97 vendors, I believe, including 7 or 8 kid vendors who we were able to offer free spaces to, thanks to a grant from the Hamilton County Community Foundation. So 97 vendors was more than twice what we'd ever had before for this event. Maker Faire really is designed to be a great first-time fair for emerging craftspeople. And we had a lot of first-timers at this event who did really, really, really well. This was also the first time that we needed to close a street to accommodate that many people. And of course, in addition to our, in addition to showcasing the makers who were there, we also had a Juneteenth celebration included in the event, and then we partnered with the Strawberry Festival. Our estimate, we haven't yet, the Strawberry Festival folks haven't yet counted all of their tickets, but our estimate based on traffic flow in other places was that we had over 3,000 people. We might have had a lot more than 3,000 people. We just are, like I say, waiting on a couple more figures. We've also received some great feedback from our vendors already, although there were some issues with booth layout on the east side of the square, which I think is interesting. It's the first time we've ever had complaints about where people were placed on the east side of the square. Overall, the reviews have been really, really positive. We are gathering sales data from those vendors who are willing to share it to give us a sense of sort of the range of sales per booth, the average transaction, and the average amount that, and the average number of items sold. So far, the average sales for somebody participating in Maker Faire is somewhere around $800, and an average transaction price for like the average customer was a little over 27 bucks. So I think that's really interesting. That is a little, just slightly higher than what our average transaction at Noblemade is. And I think that will help us set expectations in the future. We also believe that we've so far gotten good feedback from merchants on the square, and we'd love to hear from you. We will be doing a full wrap-up meeting probably in July. We haven't set a date for that yet. And so we'll be directly soliciting feedback before then so that we can gear up for next year. The name of that event has to change for next year because of a trademark issue, which we were not aware of. So we will probably have the event focus a little bit more on sort of celebrating what it is to be in Noblesville because of those other cultural elements that we have in the event. So open to suggestions on the name of that event. We also are currently collecting collecting applications for Art Day at the Market, which happens to be the same day as Art Fair on the Square. Art Fair on the Square is really a Hamilton County Artists Association event. Nickel Plate Arts is not running it directly, but we are certainly assisting as managers of the cultural district. It's a super important event. It's got a great legacy. And but Art Fair on the Square is really geared towards high-end fine artists. So painters, people who draw, folks who make really high quality pottery, that kind of thing, which means that there's room for some of those makers and crafters at the market instead. So we're collecting those applications. The cost will be the same as any other booth at the market. But we think it's going to be a great opportunity to have a concentration of artists all over downtown Noblesville all day. As I said, Art Fair on the Square is the first Saturday in August, and is going to be in conjunction with street dance, which I'm sure Kate will talk about later. This event has been happening for, I believe, over 15 years at this point. So again, it's like the longest standing arts event in Noblesville. We are also working on pulling together details for an event devoted to the Squirrel Stampede. This is going to be in September, and we're hoping to pair it with another event that's happening in downtown, because there's something happening every weekend in September. Hamilton County Tourism is putting money into this event for us and with us, and it will include a combination of music and dancing, and both creating art. Guests who come to the event will be able to create their own art, and then hopefully we're going to be able to put some sort of public art feature together. So we're still looking for collaborators and folks who want to sort of captain components of this. So if you'd like to be more involved with the Squirrel Stampede, please reach out to me and Ryan Shelton as soon as possible so that we can get you hooked up to that event. And then finally, Nickel Plate will be celebrating our 10th year this September as well. It's another great event in September. And it's going to be our 10th anniversary. And we are looking for folks who would be willing to help on our gala committee. We're also looking for silent auction items. We don't want anybody to feel obligated to participate in this, but if Nickel Plate has been important to you and something you've enjoyed in the community, and you're willing to donate an item for our silent auction or assist in any other way, that would be just wonderful for us. Really important. This is our big fundraiser of the year, and it contributes a very significant portion of our budget. So we're just asking for whatever help may be out there in the community. So those are my updates.
Thanks, Ailey. Just a few things to report on for Noblesville Main Street. Again, it's the end of the month, which means that last Thursday is tomorrow, which means a Main Street Mixer is happening at Primeval. We are excited that our board president has graciously agreed to sponsor tomorrow's event. So come and get a drink on J Monday. If you come early, if you're one of the first 20, he will buy your drink for you. So it's a great place to come and hear kind of some things that are going on with Main Street, get to know our board of directors a little bit, and find out ways that you can get involved with some of our events, or other ways that you may be interested in joining forces with Main Street. I'm very excited that this Friday kicks off our Music and All That Jazz series. This year, the Gordon Insurance Partners have decided to be our presenting sponsor of that. We kick it off with the Cohen-Rutowski Project, a great jazz band that will be performing on the west side of the courthouse. I know typically in previous years we've been on the east side of the courthouse, but this year we're going to be on the west side on that little elevated stairway. It's going to be a beautiful night. Bring your chair, bring your families, and come and listen to some great jazz from 7 to 9 p.m. We have got some fun stuff at the farmers market. Farmers market has just been a hit. We have had wonderful weather for the last several weeks. We've been very lucky in that regard. And we're excited that this month we start Kids Days. So July 16th is our first of 3 Kids Days. If you know any kid vendors that are looking to participate, that application is open for all 3 dates, actually, July 16th, August 13th, and September 17th. Visit our event page and you can find the link to the Google form to apply. Of course, you can always just email me and I can give you more details as well. August 5th and 6th, we're calling this dance weekend. This is going to be a blast. So Friday night, Salsa on the Square, that's going to follow music and all that jazz at an earlier time. David Hartman and his band are going to perform from 5 to 7. Stick around. If you're 21 and over, you can join us for Salsa on the Square. This is an event that's brought to you by Noble Coffee and Tea. Come learn some salsa steps, have perhaps a margarita, and get dancing right on Logan Street. It's going to be a really fun night. Salsa on the Square goes from 7 to 11. That Logan Street right there between 9th and 10th will close at 5 p.m. So just know that that street will be blocked off during that time. The next night, street dance is going to take place from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. This is immediately following, Ailey alluded to this, following Art Fair on the Square, which is going to be, what a wonderful celebration. This whole day is just going to be such a wonderful time to come down on the square, see some fine art, buy some fine art, and then stay a while and listen to some great music, dance and buy some stuff from a bunch of vendors. It's going to feel like a wonderful day in Noblesville. Just so you are aware, the streets will be closing downtown at 2 p.m. that day. So there will be a little bit of a transition between Hamilton County Artists Association's event and our event. So bear with us in that transition, but definitely come down and join us. We still have some vendor applications available. Visit our website to sign up there, or of course, you can always email me. I also have some great sponsorship opportunities available. If you or someone you know would like to promote your business or just show your support for Main Street, we definitely need that sponsorship support. So those are my updates, and on to the next. Bob Dubois.
Okay. I don't like following you and Ailey because you have so many fun activities in downtown. And I guess along the lines with all those events and activities that Kate and Ailey just mentioned, the presence now of a parking garage on the north side and the south side are just wonderful additions that are really allowing us to not worry as much when we close streets and things. And hopefully you downtown merchants that are on the call here, hopefully you're encouraging your employees to use those parking lots. Hopefully you're encouraging your customers to use those parking lots. That's what the parking garages, that's what they're there for, to provide more convenient access for everyone. So things coming up today, we have State of the County over at the 4-H Fairgrounds. We are sold out. We have 400 plus guests coming to learn. So we will bring any news that is shared at today's luncheon that we think is important for all of you to hear. We'll bring at the end of our July stakeholders update. But if you can't wait for that long, Hamilton County Television will webcast today's presentation beginning on their website at 3 o'clock today. So you'll be able to get a chance to watch that presentation. We have our Women's Annual Leadership Luncheon coming up at Mustard Seed on July 27th, and the inaugural Woman of Impact Award is going to be presented that day. We have the CEO of SMC Corp, Kelly Stacy, speaking, as well as 2 women that lead mentoring organizations. And so we encourage you to join us at Mustard Seed for lunch that day. It's going to be a great program and a great chance to recognize someone in our community. The Chamber has a Chamber Foundation, and they are inaugurating the Advancing Noblesville Awards, and those are to recognize businesses, individuals, and organizations that are doing great work here in our community. The nominations open on July 4th. They close the 1st of August, and they'll be presented on November 17th in a evening event. This is in partnership with Mayor Jensen, the Jensen administration, and the city of Noblesville. We both the city and the chamber wanted to make sure that we did more more to recognize the good work of folks in our community, and this is just one way to do that. State of the City is coming up on September 28th. I know it's way far off, but it's very likely to sell out, and it's something that you just want to put on your calendar, because there is just so much that has happened in the city of Noblesville over the past 2 years, and there's so much more to come. And this is your chance to kind of learn about what's on the horizon. The chamber has our major fundraiser for the year is our Birdies and Brews golf outing, which is a blast. Craft breweries are there. Primeval's generally there with us. And that is September 22nd. And then lastly, I'd just like to give a shout out for the folks that helped out with Serve Noblesville last week. A wonderful service. Patrick Probst and his volunteers, leaders, had done a real good job of that spirit of service in our community. I will tell you that there are a number of projects that the chamber wants to engage with that still are on the to-do list associated with Serve. And so we're going to be seeking some volunteers over the next 90 days to bang out a couple of projects that people had on their list, and we just didn't get to yet. So you'll have a chance to continue to serve in different ways going forward. So that's what I have. I appreciate the opportunity, Kate, to share.
Thanks, Bob. All right, Brandon Bennett.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Couple of updates here. Try and keep this pretty quick. Obviously, we've got this little event coming up on Monday with the July 4th festival here at Forest Park. So my team is busy getting ready for that. Just a couple of things about that, understanding road closures and, State Road 19, as well as the road into Forest Park. And then everything downtown. Right now, parade is planned to go at 4:30, normal parade route through downtown. And then everything starts out at Forest Park at 6 o'clock, and we will have trolleys running from different parking lots throughout town and some of the schools. So everything you need to know about that, really, if you have a lot of questions on that, would be on the city's webpage, and just look up the 4th of July Parade and Fireworks Festival. So hopefully we'll see everybody out here. Festival 6 to 10, fireworks at 10 o'clock off the golf course here at Forest Park. Next thing is the concert schedule for July at Federal Hill. July 9th, we've got 16 Candles, which is an 80s variety band. We expect probably around 4,000 people in attendance that night. That's a big show for us, generally speaking. And then July 23rd, we have Brit Beat, which is a Beatles tribute. I don't know. We've never had them before, so I don't know what to expect there, but probably we'll have a pretty good turnout there as well. So we're doing what we can to get a lot of people downtown, and hopefully then that's extending to out to the merchants. So that's what's coming up in July there. And then I did not put it on my list when I sent it over to Kate, but I also wanted to remind everybody of Shakespeare in the Park this year, because it is at the end of the month at Federal Hill Commons. That will be running on July 27th through July 30th out at, like I said, at the Commons. It is their 30th year for Noblesville Cultural Arts for their annual production of Shakespeare in the Park, which is the longest running production in Central Indiana. So get out, check that out as well. I think finally you're seeing construction come along at Federal Hill of the parking garage currently. Once that's done, they will then start wrapping that with the apartments and the retail. So you're seeing kind of the inside of what it is right now, but that will be wrapped as they move through construction. So with that, I'll let it be, and we can move on.
Great. Thanks so much, Brandon. Last but not least, Aaron Head. Oh, I think you're muted.
How about that?
There you go.
there's always one person in every Zoom meeting that does that. So I try hard not to make it me, but so yeah, thank you. So it's really exciting to see to back cleanup on this call, because I get to hear about all these events that are happening and through our great partners, and just goes to show you like all the vibrancy and what we have in our, specifically in our downtown. And I just don't know a community that has so much going on and such great partners with the parks and with the chamber and Main Street and Nickel Plate doing all these fantastic things in our community. So thank you all for that. So I just have a few updates today. So Bridge of Flowers, you may have heard of it. It's still happening. It's these supply shortages are a very real thing in our country, right? World as a whole. And so even our projects here in, old Noblesville, Indiana, are having the same supply chain issues that we're hearing about on the news. So the good thing is the project's still happening. It just got pushed back a little bit. And so what we will do now is the street dance and the art fair in the square is August 6th. And then what we will do is start that project on basically that following Monday, August 8th. So, so as far as construction on that bridge, you're going to see a lot of happening on the pedestrian bridge side. So the south side of that Logan Street Bridge. And then there will be one lane of traffic. So that south lane that goes into downtown, that will be closed off and used for construction staging as well. But there'll still be 2 lanes of each traffic going each way on that bridge. So, so look for that coming up about August 8th of this year. And the next item is grants for murals. And so we're always looking to advance our opportunities in public art and in and around our downtown. I always want to remind people that the city of Noblesville has grant dollars available to help offset costs of murals that you would like to have next to your business and on your building. One thing to keep in mind is because the dollars are tied to preservation dollars that we use in our facade grants, that we don't pay for paint on brick that's never been painted before. So that'd be kind of the opposite of historic preservation. But in an instance where you have a building that doesn't have paint on it and you want to do a mural, there are ways to do it, just like we have in our alleys where you can place panels up next to a building. So we have some ways to kind of work around that. And I would love to talk to anyone about adding a mural to your business or to your building in downtown. And just an update on the East Bank project. So this is where the former county parking lot was located, and the old McMillan Shell station was located. As you'll see, all that is right now they've broken ground. They're starting to do some of the site work, the preliminary work. So shouldn't really have any sort of issues downtown as far as traffic flow, anything like that. Everything's pretty much contained on site. So, but that project, it is just now started. So you'll see that kind of finish up probably late 2023 or spring 2024, I'd imagine. So about 1.5 to 2 year project there. And that project, has apartments and some retail, and it's really activating a piece of the White River in our downtown. And Brandon touched on this, but the Federal Hill Commons parking garage, if you've ever driven by Federal Hill in the last few weeks, you can see there is a large building that's being constructed there right now. And it'll be a really fantastic asset to Federal Hill because, from the perspective of, the city and parks, we get to add twice as much parking capacity on that site than we had before. So there'll still be some, temporary lots kind of around, across the street and at Blue Sky, but having additional parking on the site is really helpful for us. And so that particular project, the weather's been so great that it is just moving along very, very quickly. So right now they anticipate that the garage portion will be open and available about the first or second week of October. So It may miss the farmer's market this year unless we extend the market. You never know. Kate might, pull a trick out of her hat and, extend that market if the weather is amazing. So, but may miss it this year, but it'll be great for going forward. And like Brandon said too, looks like big concrete walls right now, but it'll be a very beautiful building once you see the bricks start to go up and the apartments wrap around the outside of that. So I did want to touch on one other thing too. And it was when Bob had mentioned about the parking garages downtown. I had an opportunity to be at the Maker Faire for a little bit, which was a fantastic event. And what I noticed was that a lot of people were utilizing the county parking garage for that specific event. And, I worked with Ailey. We had some parking signs out directing people over to that, to know that that's available. And as time goes by, hopefully people will continue to understand that these are really great assets and they can just go park and then walk right onto the square to events. And this was the first event that I really saw that parking garage being utilized for exactly its purpose on evenings and weekends. And it was really great to see. So yeah, continue to push your patrons. When you have events, tell people to go park over there. It's fantastic. And that's it for me.
Thank you so much, Aaron. So now is the portion where we turn this over to you, our attendees to this meeting. If you have any questions, this is Bob, Ailey, Aaron, Brandon, and I are all open to help answer anything that might be on your mind, anything you want to hear a little bit more detail about. This is the opportunity, so feel free to just unmute and speak if you'd like.
I don't have a question, but just a comment. Every time that I've worked the farmer's market, someone has asked when sweet corn will be at the market, and this weekend.
It is this weekend. My dad's sweet
We'll be
corn
there.
returns. Yes, this
So
weekend.
I know that is an often asked question that everybody will be excited about.
It is summer officially starts, I feel like, when my dad's sweet corn shows up. It's really true. Although we have a lot of vendors that sell corn, it's still, there's something special. So this weekend, my dad's sweet corn. Any other questions from anyone on the call? All right, well, just know that we are always available to you even after this call. You're always welcome to reach out to any of us on the Downtown Collaborative Committee. We are always happy to meet with you, talk with you, anything you need to make sure that you know what's going on in downtown. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. And we look forward to seeing you next month or perhaps tomorrow at Primeval from 5 to 7 for the Main Street Mixer. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, see y'all.